Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, I do want to speak about Barcelona's next big left back that will be emerging in the next season. And for some reason, the 2007 year just keeps producing more and more players, because after Cubarsí, after Lamine Yamal, the next player that was born in 2007 that will be making an appearance under Hansi Flick's Barcelona, it is Jofre Torrents. He is a player who is not just a left back, but he's 6'1" in height. So he is a tall left back, right? This is going to be the third left back that Barcelona will have for the next season, next to Alejandro Balde, Gerard Martin, and we just have two gigantic monsters, that is Jofre Torrents and Gerard Martin, with Alejandro Balde as like the, I would just say, the mini left back, the shortest one, the one that I would say is the smallest but the most powerful one as of now. But it's crazy to see that, you know, Hansi Flick's Barcelona just produces more and more, right? Hansi Flick continues to pick out these talents, and he just never seems like he's wrong. Obviously, we also have to give credit to Deco and the other sporting coaches in La Masia for nurturing all of these youngsters, having them ready at such a young age, because he is still only 18 years old, the exact same age of Cubarsí and Lamine Yamal. Now, this is a left back who has a preferred left foot, right? I think that with his right foot, he still does need some work, but overall, he has a very strong left foot. And I believe that, you know, when we talk about this player, this is a player that it took him a long time to get to this point, right? If you look at the context of his story, you would understand that, you know, the odds were against him, because back in 2018, he did join La Masia. And then in June 16th, 2023, so 5 years later, he signed his first pro deal. It was a 3-year contract, and it was showing that Barcelona were committed to Jofre Torrents, and Jofre Torrents was committed to FC Barcelona. It's crazy. Another player that was added to this 2007 cohort. Later that year, in September 2023, he encountered a knee injury. He did tear his ligament with the Spanish under-17 national team, and he was sidelined for the entire 2023-2024 campaign. So he was gone, right? Under Xavi Hernandez's second full season, Jofre Torrents was just not available whatsoever to be called up potentially into the first team. He could have been there, who knows? But, you know, seeing that torn ligament, it was really bad. And then a year later, on August 2024, so like 7 or 8 months ago, he returned and got promoted immediately to the under-19 team, and he had this rapid reintegration after full rehab, which was very impressive. And then 4 to 5 months later, on March 15th, 2025, he made his senior debut. He started in a match where, you know, they ended 1-1 against Tarazona, I believe, in the second division. So once again, crazy, because you can see that, you know, once he came back from rehab, he immediately got promoted. He made his senior debut, and everything did seem like it was going to go well, that this player was eventually going to get to the first team. But that was not it, right? Because between March and May 2025, he was consistent. He established a starting spot in the 11, 6 consecutive starts, and everybody was praising his physicality and the way that he overlaps, underlaps. He just seemed somebody that was very destined to really make it to the first team at the age of 18 years old, and that caught the eye of Hansi Flick and Deco. And then on May 13th, there was a recent contract extension that extended him until 2028, and there was this big ceremony. Everybody was happy, and so I think that La Masia and the rest of the coaching staff within FC Barcelona look at Jofre Torrents and say, we're glad that he's still here with us, and we're glad that he has recovered his form, because this is a left back that we can bet on. And it just gives us more of an excuse to say that we don't have to go out there into the market and spend so much money to reinforce the left back position. And so right now, he does have a current contract until June 30th, 2028, with a release clause, which is, honestly, it just says undisclosed, but many people have been speculating that his release clause is like around 400 million euros, which is insane. I think that I don't understand how a player like him, who is not even like in the first team officially, has a release clause that high. But once again, it's undisclosed, and this is just like some information that was out there in the media. But the club made a statement, and they said that, you know, this renewal, it does reaffirm the confidence in his progression towards the first team. And now we're finally here, right? We're finally here talking about how he's going to make it to the preseason. And sometimes there were moments in the past 6 to 7 weeks where Hansi Flick wanted him in the first team training sessions. Now, with Barça Athletic, he obviously has no assist, no goals. But one of the things that people have been always talking about when they saw Jofre Torrents play in the left back position is the fact that he has a powerful 1v1 defending, and his standout recovery speed is also amazing. So when, let's just say for example, Barcelona distribute a high defensive line, a player like Jofre Torrents can track back immediately and win the ball. Right, his powerful 1v1 defending really does help him. He has early cross delivery with his left foot. He's willing to overlap and underlap. It's amazing. He's very dynamic. And he has good aerial presence as well, and that's mainly because of his height. Right, he's 6'2" or 6'1", and that's really going to help in the long run, especially when we have to defend set pieces, when we have to maybe score a goal during a corner. That's really going to help. It gives us more options. And given the context of what Barcelona struggled in, it was in set pieces. So you can already see that there is a position and a role for Jofre in the first team next season. I cannot wait to see that. Many people have been saying that he is the mini-Balde in terms of talent, that he's eventually going to get there, but he has like 80% of Alejandro Balde's talent, and we'll see how he does develop in the next few weeks. His pace, his power, and his overlaps, once again, amazing. Strong duels, solid crosser, impressive physical power. And because of him, it ultimately does mean that, you know, Barcelona made a decision to let go of Alex Valle. Alex Valle will no longer be a Barcelona player officially. Like they're not thinking about bringing him back whatsoever, even though there was like a buyback clause. He's gone. And that's it, right? Barcelona going to be revolving around Gerard Martin, Alejandro Balde, and Jofre Torrents. And here's the thing, right? Since we are talking about the left back position, the amount of times I've heard that Gerard Martin needs to leave and that we need to go out there and buy a new left back, that is ludicrous. I believe that it is very unfair to say that Gerard Martin after one season should be leaving. I believe that, you know, Barcelona have already made a mistake like this. Like if they saw eye to eye with you guys who say that Gerard Martin should be leaving, bro, like Barcelona already said, you know, I think it was back in 2017 or 2018 where they were like, oh yeah, we're going to let go of Cucurella because Cucurella apparently is just not good enough. They let him go, and look at Cucurella today. He's a boss of a left back. And every time the Spanish national team have a game, he's always there and starting over Alejandro Balde. Always. Cucurella is it. He would have been fundamental to Barcelona's success right now and a good depth player. But they let him go. And you know who they brought in? Because everybody wanted Cucurella out, supposedly because of his attitude, Junior Firpo. They wanted Junior Firpo to come in after Cucurella left because they said, okay, so since Cucurella left, you know, like he only had a little bit of time to compete against Jordi Alba, and honestly, every time we saw him compete, he was not good enough, and he just did not seem like a Barcelona player. They gave him no time whatsoever. They let him go, and they're like, okay, so Jordi Alba needs competition, just like Alejandro Balde needs competition, and they brought in Junior Firpo, and look what happened with Junior Firpo. He had like a season and a half, destroyed his own career. We never heard of Firpo ever again. We bought him for like 30 or 35 million euros. It was pathetic. It was stupid. And so what it's short-term thinking is the fact that, you know, when a player who comes here for the first time plays one season, you want to automatically say, oh yeah, it's not good enough, let's go spend like 45 million euros on another left back. Like what's going on here? Like, are we gonna talk about Grimaldo? Are you guys gonna reference Grimaldo? Really? A player that literally just said that, oh yeah, if my parents knew exactly what was gonna happen to me, they would have never let me play at FC Barcelona. Like, no, we don't want players like that. We're good. We're fine. And Gerard Martin, the season that he gave out, I see a player that seems very committed. He wants to succeed. He wants to get better. You have to look at his body language. You have to look at how he does react when he fails in certain plays. He really does care about how he plays and how he does contribute to FC Barcelona. And Gerard Martin, at the end of the day, was providing 2 assists against Inter Milan at the heat of the moment. So Gerard Martin is a decent backup. This whole thing about Gerard Martin not being able to compete against Alejandro Balde in terms of like final third efficiency, it's a false argument, right? Every player is going to be different. Every player is going to have their own specialty. Gerard Martin is a player who can give you something in very high intensity moments, right? Gerard Martin is a player who has the height and can defend those set pieces. Gerard Martin eventually is going to get to that point where he is going to be efficient in the final third. Yes, he has some sort of like a heavy touch, but there's games for Gerard Martin, there's going to be games for Alejandro Balde depending on the opposition. And you're going to add in the fact that Jofre Torrents is going to be coming in, and what? Like if Jofre Torrents does not give a good season, or he's not as good as Alejandro Balde, are you just going to let him go? It's pathetic. It's dumb. So like the left back position is good. Jofre Torrents, Gerard Martin, Alejandro Balde, with the first one, the first priority, the first starter, obviously Balde. Second one, Gerard Martin, and if not, if he's injured, that we can bring in Jofre Torrents and have him compete for some minutes. And I hope that, you know, in the future, as Gerard Martin does progress under Hansi Flick's Barcelona, he can maybe convert himself into a left center back and go into Inigo Martinez's position, because Gerard Martin, to me, I believe has the capacity to play as a center back. I really do see him like that because of his height and the way that how loose his hips are, which is very important. No Diddy, I'm not trying to sound no homo, but like his hips are loose, and that allows him to like really be flexible in his passes when he has to pass the ball to either Frankie or Pedri. So that is it, right? Like that is who Jofre Torrents is, going back to this player, a player who has just renewed until 2028, and Flick really does hope to bring him to the preseason. All right, it has been confirmed by multiple sources. Flick wants him there and wants him part of this dream team that Barcelona is creating, and we'll see if he's ready. We'll see. The preseason will tell us a lot. I cannot wait to see that. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to be seeing brand new players: Jofre Torrents, Tony Fernandez, Gulli Fernandez. I can't wait. It's going to be very, very exciting. I'm optimistic, but yet let's be realistic. We'll see. And so that is it. That is going to be wrapping up today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.